welcome you to the Statesman podcast once again. Thank you so much for always making out time to view our videos and also to make comments. We really appreciate. Before I go on, as always, don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share these videos because that will go a long way at helping a lot of people to see and also participate in the conversations we have. My name is Swat Dunia, and today I'm joined by an economist and, of course, a public affairs analyst. He is Samson Ojutalayo. Now, before he says something, first of all, I'm sure you must have always heard people talk about the 2023 general election as a make or mar. Now, why do people speak of the 2023 election in that manner? I'm sure there are lots of issues to dig out from that very simple statement, but very crucial for Nigerians. And so that's what we'll be discussing today with my guest. Mr. Sampson, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And good day to you, viewers.
All right. So, 2023 make or mar. I'm sure you must have said it. I have said it severally. But why do you think we often refer to 2023 as a make or mar event in Nigeria's history?
Now, it depends from which perspective you are coming from.
Yeah.
In the 2015 general election, the United States came out and said that that there may not be anything like Nigeria again after 2015, and former President Goodluck Jonathan proved them wrong. You know, from the grapevine, we already heard that they have the artillery stationed in Ghana so that peradventure, if the incumbent lose the election and he refused to hand over, they will just move into the country and try to see. But you know, that call that former President Goodluck Jonathan made turned the tide around. And today, I believe we're in 2022, or my calendar is wrong.
No, we're in 2022.
So
of course,
2022, and we are still moving. There is still Nigeria. If you told us in 2014 that there may not be Nigeria again, but now here we are still kicking and balling. Now, another dimension that you can look at 2023 being a make or mar for us, because now people like the US, people are saying it that 2023 will be make or mar if APC lose the election and they refuse to hand over, you know, there will be. So the dimension from which you can now see it is the third force, which is in a way becoming the opposition, which is the tsunami called Peter Obi. Now, you see, if you see this guy, he's bulldozing his way through every opposition, and he's, you know, as if PDP have been relegated to the background. If you watch APC in their maybe any public discourse, you discover that they are opposing Peter Obi. If you watch ADC, they are opposing Peter Obi. If you watch PDP, they are opposing Peter Obi. As if this Peter Obi is something else. And if you now look at the supporters of Peter Obi, the way they take up issues, so political pundits are already looking at it, that peradventure this guy lose this election, those youth, because most of the supporters of Peter Obi are youth. So most youth may want to revolt. Recently, there was a court injunction that there can be.
They cannot use it.
Yes, there can be proceedings. What do you call it? Rally.
Yes.
But you cannot use Lekki toll gate. Now, they're already sensing that there may be some element of crisis riot and all that.
That's reminiscent of NSAS.
Yes. So the thing is, where we are looking at it that 2023 may be make or mar is if peradventure Obi lose this election and the youth revolt, now there may not be Nigeria again, according to some pundits.
We've seen a whole lot of this, like NSAS. Did you ever think in the direction that, you know, NSAS was going to end Nigeria because youth came out? These things happen all around the world.
No.
Arab Springs. Currently, Iran is going through the same process.
These people sack their country, sack their president. Which country is that? Is Singapore? There was
Venezuela also, you know, remember how they went to the brink of zero in terms of their economy?
This one, they even removed their president. Is this Singapore? No, not Singapore.
No, not Singapore.
One country removed their president.
It should be Venezuela. That he had to leave the country.
Yes. But where I'm going is this. If you look at our constitution, the 1999 constitution as amended.
Yes.
Now, the constitution stipulates that for you to be the president of the Republic of Nigeria, you must win 24 your votes must come from 24 states of the 36 states of the Federation.
Yes.
Now, Peter Obi will definitely have... Peter Obi may win this election. May win this
He
election.
may. There's no
But
certainty to it.
no, it's probabilities. So he may win this election, but to satisfy the constitutional requirement of 24 states, he may have issues. Because if you look at Northeast, Northwest, he may not
really
pull
get
any.
the block
So
votes.
now the challenge with that is the youth. Lawyers call themselves learned people. We are not learned, so we don't know anything. We're illiterate.
Leave my people alone, please.
So the thing is, now, what people will see that Peter Obi has won, or the Igbos will see it like our son has won the election. So why aren't you handing over? Then that will now become problem. Then there will be crisis. So the thing is, I'm not even looking at it like from your question. I'm not looking at it from the perspective of the EndSARS protest. I'm looking at it from the perspective of legalities. That this guy is going to win, may win, but the constitutional provision will not allow him to be sworn in, and that will be the genesis of our problem.
Why would the constitutional requirement, whatever it is, allow him to be sworn in? Peter Obi, number one, is a valid Nigerian. Secondly, I mean, he has a right, like any other person, to contest and aspire for the highest office. So is it because of the Igbo factor, or what exactly, would make you want to think? And I've heard a lot of people talk like this too. So I want to understand the perspective that people are coming from. Whether it's the Igbo thing, because, for a long time, Igbos have cried, being marginalized in Nigeria and all of that.
You see, power is not given, power is taken.
Yeah.
Nobody will look at you and say, take. No, the MD of this place will not just say, oh, Swat, I love your beautiful face. Come and be the MD. No, you have to walk your way through. Now, the thing is, Igbos, they are clamoring that they want to... It doesn't work that way. But what we are looking at, before I come to the Igbos where they are missing it, what we are looking at is this guy will win, but our constitution, remember, those that designed the constitution... You need to be careful
with saying he will win.
He may win.
He may win. Would
I've been using the word may. I think it's a slip of tongue. But the thing is, the way the guy is even moving, he may win. So, but I won't use will, but he will win anyway. But let's keep that.
Okay, we have an obedient here.
No, I may not be an obedient.
Oh, really?
But you see, let's face fact. If he is the most potent candidate, as it were, now what we are looking at is this: that the constitutional provision will not allow him to be sworn in if he doesn't capture 24 states. Now, remember, those that designed the 1999 constitution were military guys.
Yes.
So their level of legalities may be limited to the extent of those that provide that constitution. So if you look at one of the major flaw of that constitution is the opening line. He say we.
The people of Nigeria.
For you to even open that constitution and say we, that's a flaw, because I believe you were not consulted when they did that. So for you to now tell us, and let's say you were not consulted and you elected those that made that thing, then we assume that your representative have done that on your behalf. But those guys came in through the power of the gun and they are opening a legal book to say we. So that in itself has put whatever might be written in that book into wax. So what we are looking at is this: that Peter Obi may win this election, but the legalities on ground will not allow him to be sworn in. Now, mind you, if we now look at the other side of the coin, that the Igbos, they currently have what they call the sit at home, which makes it impossible for anybody to carry out any activity political or economical on Monday. Remember, the 2023 election, February election, is on a Monday. Now, Awolowo said something as a prelude to the 1979 general election. Awolowo said, you can rig an election 10 years before the election.
Okay.
10 years before an election, you will rig the election. If you see this movie, Money Heist, that robbery, one of it was planned 27 years. So to rob a bank, you are planning 7. But let's stay with Awolowo. I'm just telling you that the East have been rigged out by putting the 2023 election on a Monday, because they know that you do sit at home on Monday. So they now say election will be on Monday.
But I doubt. I mean, there's a whole lot of so much is at stake
Wait,
right now.
wait. Let me clear your
so
doubts.
much is at stake.
Now you are telling us that you want power to be given to you, and I say power is not given to anybody. Power
Nobody
is
is
taken
given
away.
power. I
So
agree with you.
the thing is this. Now you went to go and destroy INEC office in Enugu. You know, if you are my employer, you can't tell me to go and get myself killed just to satisfy your economic or political ambition. Now, if INEC should come out based on that act that was carried out on on Enugu office, and based on the killings that we've seen in Anambra State recently and some other states in the east, if INEC should just make one single proclamation and say the life of the staff are not safe, at risk in the east, that's the end of it.
Wow.
So you've been rigged out. Now they've tacitly rigged you out by putting your election on a Monday. Now you are still killing people. You've attacked INEC office. So if INEC should come out and say, Mr. President, you don't expect me to go and get myself killed.
Wow.
So my life is not safe in the east. So I won't deploy my men to. That's it. So you won't have an election.
Wow. That's some very, very interesting points. You know, I never even thought about these issues from this perspective. But indeed, I think Mrs. Sampson is making some very, very interesting, or giving us some interesting perspective about the Make Omar for 2023. We'll still explore more of these issues when we come back after this break. Don't forget, you're still watching the Statesman podcast, and my name is Swat Dunia. Stay with us. We'll be back in a bit. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We are looking at the 2023 election. Make Omar. We often hear that. Why is that so? And Mr. Samson Ojutalayo has been helping us, dissect the issues, giving us different perspectives that I never even thought of. I don't know if you agree with him, but you can leave your comments and share your thoughts with us in the comment section, and we would highly appreciate that. So, Mr. Samson, before we went on that break, you're trying to give us a different perspective, from the Igbo thing, what is currently going down, the crisis, the sit at home, and the fact that the 2023 election is fixed on a Monday. Now, don't you think that because of how important this is, I mean, I'm not saying Peter Obi is a regional candidate or whatever it is, but he is of the Igbo extract, and in a very long time, this might just be the chance that the Igbo people would have at getting the presidency. So anything that has to do with sit at home and all of that, don't you think that the IPOB or whoever is involved in all of this nonsense would have to just set it aside, all because there is a stake for the Igbos in this 2023 elections?
You see, those that speak English says charity begins at home. So if you must lead, yes, you're not a regional leader, but the onus is on your people to give you the support. Now, some political pundits will tell you that Obasanjo was not given the support in 1999 because actually Obasanjo even lost Ogun State.
His own home state, I remember.
His own home state in 1999. So, but history may not be kind to you this time around. Nigerians are wiser now. 1993 election during Abiola versus Tofa, we had a Muslim ticket. Now people are saying, so Nigeria of 1993 is different from Nigeria of 1999, and it's also different from Nigeria of 2023. So you shouldn't say because Obasanjo did it, because people might be saying Obasanjo lost his home state. Even in short, the entire Southwest was not supporting Obasanjo. So, and Obasanjo won. Remind you, Obasanjo was a Nigerian candidate. It was the Kabas candidate as of 1999.
Yes.
Now, in 1993 election, there was a Muslim ticket. Nobody, in short, it was a Muslim ticket. The opposing candidate was also a Muslim. So the thing is, it was either way Muslim, and all of us, we were in support of
nobody
the
even
candidate.
made any
Nobody,
noise.
but now people are changing the narratives. So the same thing may happen if the Igbos. And the funny thing is, those that matters in the Igbo extractions are not even supporting Obi. Look at Iko Ekweremadu. Look at, although he had a rough shoulder with Father Mbaka. Father Mbaka of Adoration Ministry, Igbos, they are Christian dominant region. So Father Mbaka is not supporting him. What is it called? Chimaroke Namane is not supporting him. Hope Uzodima not supporting him. Oju Zokalu, Dave Umahi. Those that should pull weight for him, they're not giving him the support.
Yeah.
So if we are saying this guy is a Nigerian candidate and they say charity begins at home, how do we reconcile all this? So it's going to be a problem if they don't. I've been saying it and they've proved me right now. I said in 2003, I said, if you should say all the contestants, nobody should contest, only the Igbos should just give us one candidate. I said they will not have anybody to bring out. Now they're proving it right. I've said that since 2003.
No, but I mean, Peter,
that's almost 20 years.
Making...
I said, if you ask the Igbos, just give us Hausa step down, Yoruba step down. Igbos, just give us one person. I said they won't have any candidate. Now, they've even they have another Igbo guys in ADC.
Yes,
I can't remember his name.
Kachuku,
yeah.
I've forgotten his first name, but I
know
he's Kachuku.
The thing is, why will a Kachuku come out if you want your son to be the president? Kachuku is good. I think he's 41 or 40. He's in his 40s. He's good, but he doesn't have the follower that Obi commands. So why not just everybody follow Obi? But if you are saying you must be given the power, and even in your house, you are not speaking with one voice, how do you expect us to just say, okay, let's follow this guy?
Well, I mean, for Kachuku or any other Igbo candidate, I don't see that as a problem, because it's good, at least, that we have Igbo candidates that are coming out, not just one. For producing one, well, it might be a political thing that has been very, when you listen to political pundits and analysts, talk about how the Igbos have played politics, maybe it's been there for a long while, and right now we're beginning to see the changes, though. We're beginning to see the changes, even though there is still so much work to be done as per the unity and, having one front. But then I think Peter Obi, the way he has built the momentum, is still something that is quite commendable. Now, Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president, said something about the role of politicians also in terms of making or marring this 2023 election. You made mention of the fact that during President Goodluck Jonathan's time, he saved us a whole lot by just one phone call. But I don't know how it is, with the current space that we have, the way the politics is being played out in this time. Do you think that some of these politicians that we have, the contestants, the guys who are involved, the gladiators, do you have desperate people who are willing to go to any length all to get power or retain power? Do you think that they might also play a role in ensuring that a whole lot doesn't work or actually works for us in the country?
You see, I've said time and time again that how can you say you want to help me and you want to pay me just for you to help me? Oh, Samson, I want to help you. I want your life to be easy. Take this 50,000. Let me go and do. You want to work for me, and you are paying me. You see, in my village, they said if somebody is too caring, be careful, because the care is not for you, it's for himself. There's there's an ulterior motive when you see excessive care from somebody. Now, I put it this way, that the present crop of politicians that we have now are not those we need, but those in need.
Okay.
They are not those we need, they are those in need. Now, when Awolowo was there, the like of Akintola, the like of Sardauna, the like of Ahmadu Bello, all of them, Tafawa Balewa, those guys, they are particular about the future generation. What inheritance are we going to bequeath to the upcoming generation? But the current guys that we have, all of them, they are looking at how many number of yacht, how many number of side chick, how many number of Rolls Royce, how many number. Yes, now we've moved with some of them, and you see them, they will be watching the movie, they will be like, this babe fine, okay, please. The PA will just be looking for the contact of that movie star, and the next thing they pay the money, fly the girl into Abuja and do the rubbish. And so at the end of the day, they will now be counting. I've slept with this celebrity, this celebrity, this celebrity. You, so this one probably has. You know,
Is that how you see our politicians?
that's what they do.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
Awolowo, not even now. Awolowo, in one of his write-ups, when they were looking at him that has been too proud, he said, I will spend my whole night brainstorming and reading of how to make Nigeria better. And you expect me to come in the daytime to come and sit with somebody that throughout the night is drinking and whoring? You know, how does it work? What will it be bringing to the table? So right from the time of, and now I'm telling you, I've moved one or two, so I know. I'm not telling you I'm not speaking based on theory or hearsay. We've sat with these guys and we've seen what they do. You get, you see, they are not particular about Nigeria. Sometimes when you see them on air, maybe there's one crisis and they just come, we are on top of the situation, everybody calm down. Now lie, the situation is on top of them. The situation is on top of them. They are only coming to just tell us what we want to hear.
So in other words, you just don't have confidence in the set of politicians.
Most of them, they have nothing
whether
to
old
offer.
or young.
The thing is, how can you say
Because
you want to
from
help
the
me?
perspective you're talking, it sounds
and
like
the-
a young person. You know, that's the kind of lifestyle that a young politician. who's
the
just
thing
getting
is,
in.
what they miss in their tender age, they are trying to recover in their old age. It's true. You will see a politician who will just come and be singing and be clapping and be doing all. As in, how does that add to, just do all manner of frivolous activities that doesn't add any value to the political discourse or to the economic dynamics of the country? Now, what we are saying is this: the present crop of politicians. Okay, now look at it this way: somebody graduated from the university in 1997 and was unemployed. Then there was 1998 electionary process kick off, and by 1999 the person become either a House of Assembly member or this councillor, or from there graduated to the rep, Senate, then become a governor. You now look at it, the kind of wealth they have.
Oh yes.
Where did you get this money from? We know you were jobless. You don't have a job, as in. So how come Joe Biden was vice president of the United States for 8 years? His son was sick. Unfortunately, the boy later died. His son was sick. Joe Biden could not pay $5 million. He put up his house for sale. It was Obama that came to rescue him and pay for the for the operation for the boy to be saved. Unfortunately, the boy died. But what we are saying is, how can you be the president of the largest economy in the world and yet you can't even afford $5 million? Can you, in your heart of heart, can you say that of any politician?
No, of course not.
Ekweremadu is currently having crisis. Money is not the issue. The issue is, where is the donor? The
donor for the kidney.
If it were to be in the United States, they will trace all the source of your money. Everybody, you are carrying your children, you run abroad, they go to school. ASU's on strike. I've been trying to acquire a PhD for how many years? We are just there. You go to school today, they will tell you tomorrow, go and sit at home. No more school. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is this. The reason why we are where we are is that the present crop of politicians are not those we need. They are those in need. They are a hungry set of people that they don't care about the future. I'm saying it with all confidence that these people don't care. Because what have you been doing? If we look at the job you've been doing and how much you have in your bank account, it's not even commensurate. The kind of properties you have, the kind of resources at your disposal, it's not commensurate. And the next thing you can do is to go and buy guns for the youth and say, oh, kill anybody, defend your vote, this is that. Just because you want to help me. Who does that? You see, look at it. APC form ticket was 100 million. Am I correct?
Yes, 100 million.
Your salary as a president of the Federal Republic is about 54 million naira for 4 months, for 4 years. Oh, your salary for 4 years cumulatively. Listen to it, just form. Media coverage will cost you about, let's say, 3 billion. You just pick only the form for 100 million. No be juju be that to go and earn a salary of 54 million. See,
Wow.
The thing is, how do you reconcile all this?
Yeah.
That tells you that there's more to it than meets the eye.
Indeed, there are a lot of issues, within the Nigerian political space and all of that. But that we could go on and on, trying to pick out all the problems and the ups and downs. But I know for sure one thing is that 2023 election does matter. It matters. We cannot just wish it away or just assume that things will go down the way we want it. Our prayer is that we'll have a free, fair election and a peaceful one at that, because all of these things put together would help us forge forward as a nation together. I've been speaking with Mr. Samson Ujutalayo, an economist and a public affairs analyst, and he's helped us to understand the issues from different side of the coin. Thank you, Mr. Samson, for joining me today. I really appreciate. Before you
Thank you
go,
for
what
having
would be
me.
your final words? As we round up the discussion.
Well, 2023 election will come and go, but Nigeria will remain. Please don't defend your votes to the extent that you will lose your life. Because if you say you want Nigeria to be good, let them kill you as long as Nigeria will be good. By the time Nigeria is good, how will you benefit? You won't reap anything. So please don't get yourself killed. Their children will not come out to come and vote. It is you that they will say you should come and vote and defend your vote. Don't defend anything. All of them are the same. It's just that people say they prefer the lesser evil. So go there and choose the lesser evil. Let them come and lead us. Thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you, Mr. Sampson. That sounds very funny, but there is a lot of sense in that. Join me again for the Statesman podcast. We would have equally interesting discussion. Leave your comments for us. Like I said, subscribe, like, and share our videos. My name is Swat Dunia. I'll see you next time.